In 1971, a whisper traveled through the corridors of power. It was the sound of a secret, 7,000 pages long, and it would force a newspaper publisher to choose between the institution she loved and the truth it was meant to serve. Steven Spielberg's The Post is often described as a thriller about the Pentagon Papers, but that's like calling Jaws a film about a fish. Its true subject is quieter, more intimate, and far more terrifying. The moment private conviction must become public action. The film arrived with startling speed. Spielberg, having just wrapped Ready Player One, read the script by Liz Hannah and Josh Singer. In February 2017, he recognized its urgency, seeing direct parallels to contemporary attacks on the press. Principal photography began that May, a breathtakingly short pre-production for a period piece of this scale. This haste wasn't carelessness, it was intention. Cinematographer Janusz Kaminski, a longtime Spielberg collaborator, employed a desaturated palette, muting the vibrant colors often associated with nostalgia. The world of The Post isn't a warm memory, it's a tense gray present, filmed with a restless camera that often feels like it's eavesdropping. The production design by Rick Carter is a masterclass in claustrophobic grandeur. The Washington Post newsroom is a hive of tangible activity. Clattering typewriters, ringing phones, the smell of ink and paper, almost palpable. In contrast, the boardrooms and homes of the elite are spacious but suffocating, filled with the heavy silence of momentous decisions. At the center is Meryl Streep's Kay Graham, the first female publisher of a major American newspaper. Spielberg frames her constantly within doorways, behind glass, or surrounded by men. She is, visually, a woman contained by her environment. Her journey is not one of suddenly finding a voice, but of realizing the power of the quiet, one she has always had. Tom Hanks's Ben Bradley provides the journalistic engine, all gruff certainty and principled fury. But the film's insight is that his certainty is a luxury Kay Graham cannot afford. Her conflict is multidimensional: financial, legal, social, and deeply personal. To publish is to risk the company her father and husband built, and the friendships that define her social world. This is where The Post transcends a simple good press versus bad government narrative. The true antagonist is institutional inertia, the weight of legacy, the fear of ruin, the comfort of silence. The Pentagon Papers themselves are a MacGuffin. The real drama is in the boardroom and in Kay's mind. Spielberg meticulously stages the key decision not as a triumphant speech, but as a series of fragile moments. Kay's "let's go, let's publish" is delivered not as a roar, but as a resolved exhale after a night of solitary torment. Courage here is not the absence of fear, but the acceptance of consequence. The film's thematic core is the relationship between the individual and the institution. The Post is both Kay's inheritance and her burden. The question posed is whether an institution's ultimate purpose is to preserve itself or to fulfill its foundational principles, even at the cost of self-endangerment. This theme resonates in the subtle parallel between the newspaper and the government. Both are powerful institutions built by men. Both are caught preserving secrets to maintain authority. The act of publishing becomes a corrective, forcing both institutions to realign with their stated ideals: transparency for the government, truth-telling for the press. John Williams' score is uncharacteristically restrained, often receding entirely in key scenes, allowing the sound design of rustling papers, ticking clocks, and anxious breaths to take precedence. The music that does appear is somber and processional, underscoring the gravity of bureaucratic ritual. The famous scene where the printers roar to life is the film's only true crescendo. It's a cathartic release of mechanical sound after 90 minutes of human whispers. Spielberg films it like a battle charge, the camera low to the ground as the papers flood the delivery trucks. It's the moment the private decision becomes public fact. But the film's most profound statement comes in its final moments. On the steps of the Supreme Court, Kay Graham descends through a sea of young women who look at her not with recognition, but with a quiet, observant curiosity. She has not become a celebrity, she has become a precedent. The camera then holds on the Watergate building in the distance. This isn't a sequel tease, it's a historical footnote with devastating implication. The victory here is fragile, incomplete. The systems that produced the Pentagon Papers are still in place. The need for vigilance is perpetual. The Post concludes not with triumph, but with responsibility. The whisper has become a roar, but the work of listening remains. In an era where the very concept of shared truth is contested, Spielberg's film argues that institutions matter, but only insofar as the people within them are willing to bear the cost of their conscience. It is ultimately a film about stewardship, of a newspaper, of a democracy, of the truth. And it reminds us that this stewardship is never a single heroic act, but a continuous quiet choice, made in rooms where history rarely bothers to watch, until it does. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay, exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one.